Today on JiK Labs, we're going to show you a cool feature in Microsoft Excel that allows you to validate and set what data goes into certain cells. Let's get started. Now that you have Excel open and ready to go, you're going to see that we have some data here up on our screen with some fields: first name, last name, age, state, and year of hire. Right now we've left year of hire blank. We'll be filling that in here shortly. But what we wanted to look at is how to uniformly set your data. If you're the person working on your Excel sheet, then you're fine. You know how you want to put your data in. But let's just say this is a shared document or every user is going to enter their data. You can run into issues where the data is not entered correctly or the wrong particular data is entered into the wrong field. Well, luckily, Microsoft Excel has a built-in feature that's going to make your life a little bit easier. It requires a little bit of work to get it set up, but once it is set up, you're good to go. So what we're going to look at first is age. Well, we want age to be reported as a whole number. And as we can see here, we got 40, 20, 35.5. That's not going to work. So what we want to do is we want to highlight all of that information. We're going to go up to our Data tab on the ribbon, and we're going to click Data Validation. That's going to bring up a new window for us. Once you click on Data Validation, this new window is going to pop up, allowing us to set some criteria. Well, what do we want to allow? Well, we want to allow a whole number. And we can say the data, is it between, not equal, equal to, we want it to be between, and we'll just say 0 to 125 years of age. And we're going to click OK. And then we can see, well, nothing's really changed. Let's come in here and put in 130. And we get an error. So let's cancel that out. But let's just say you don't want to retype in all of this information. We can click the down drop arrow on Data Validation, and we can say Circle Invalid Data. And we'll click on that, and look, here we go. We have 3 instances in age that do not meet the criteria of a whole number between the criteria that we set. So now we can come in here and correct these. And as we correct them, we can see that these red circles are going away. And that is just one quick and easy way to allow you to easily validate your data. That is one example. So let's come into state. Once again, we're going to click on Data Validation. And what do we want? We want a text length. And since we just want to use the state abbreviation in this particular example, we're going to set the minimal text to 2 and the maximum text to 2. And we'll hit OK. Once again, since the data is already in here, we don't see that. But let's come and retype this, MDD, like it was before, and hit enter, and we get this error message, which is fine. So we're going to hit cancel. And then we can come in here once again, circle the invalid data, and we can see we have some errors. So we could come through here and fix them as such. That was just a typo. And we come here and say Alaska. And that has gotten rid of all of our issues. Well, now let's say we have year of hire. But let's say you've made this Excel sheet and you're handing it off to somebody else to populate the data. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at year of hire. Once again, we're going to highlight year of data. We're going to bring up Data Validation. And what do we want? We want a whole number. We're going to ignore blanks, but we want it to be greater than or equal to, as this is, let's just call this a company. This is JiK Labs. We're going to say JiK Labs was founded in, well, it was in 2021, but in this case, to make it so we can actually enter in some different data, we're going to have a minimal of 2,000. We normally would hit OK, but here we can have an error alert. And what's it going to do? You have your choice between stop, warning, and information. We want it to stop because if the data is entered in wrong, we want it corrected. So we're going to call this DOH error. That's our title. And then we can have a message. Please enter year of hire. And we'll hit OK. Now we're going to come in here and enter year of hire. Well, let's just say 2000. And let's go 1998. Up, we get an error message that pops up on our screen. It's DOH error, which we called it. It says, please enter year of hire, year. Since 1998 is technically a 4-digit year number, but we know that someone could not be hired at JiK Labs in the year 1998 because it was not in existence then. So if you were to click retry, it would blank out that cell and you could go enter in your data again and you're good to go. See? And here's another issue. That is not going to work. So perhaps we have our data validation set up incorrectly. So let's come back up in here. We're going to go into our data validation window. We're going to go into settings, and greater than equal to is great. It catches all of the typos that are at before when we started. So perhaps we should do between. So, I mean, it'd be great if we're around in the year 3000. So let's just do 2 to 3000 and we're going to go ahead and OK. But since this data was already entered, we're not getting that error. But if we were to hit that drop down menu on data validation and say circle invalid data, we're going to see that. So let's just change this to 2015 and let's come down here and do 4000. Well, once again, we got that pop-up window and please enter year of hire with the 4 digits. So we're going to hit retry. We're going to come in here and just re-enter the data. And if you just hit 2020, like for 22, that's not going to work because you'll also get the error message because it's not between the years of 2000 and 3000. And there you have it. So once again, we'll come back up into our data validation window. And once again, just so you know, we've focused on whole numbers, text, and ranges of whole numbers. But you can choose any value, whole numbers, decimals, list, date, times, text length, and a custom data. And let's just say we want to come in here and eliminate all of our criteria that we set on that. So once again, highlight the data in which you wish to do. Come in here, bring up your data validation window, and you can come in here and we'll say clear all. That will reset and clear out all of the data criteria that you set on this. So if I were to come back in here and type in that, we wouldn't get any errors. So as you can see, data validation not only will help you be able to find errors in your data where they do not meet the format that you're requiring, but it'll also allow you to allow people entering data into the Microsoft Excel sheet that you've made, allows them to get prompted with an error message when they potentially enter the wrong data in the field or just get their fields mixed up. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you're always up to date on our weekly videos. Thanks again for watching and have a great day. We're going to show you